So, you're a young guy who's trying to get more dates with gorgeous girls, but every time you send a text, one of the following happens. 1. You get left on red, aka no response. 2. She answers, hooray! But it's a dry, one-word response that leaves you stuck with nothing to say. Or 3. She outright blocks you. Well, no more, my friend. Instead of giving you a whole Bible of stuff to remember today, I'm going to show you my #1 texting trick that will skyrocket your response rate. Seriously, once you start doing this, you'll immediately start getting responses today, and your conversations with women will start to flow effortlessly. And not to mention, it'll lead to way more dates for you. The whole reason you're texting a girl is to get a date with her and actually get to know her. This isn't 4th grade, bro. Pen pals are a thing of the past. But wait, you're probably wondering, Zeus, how do I know this works? Well, that's an excellent question. Most YouTubers giving you advice these days will say the same shit like, oh, be confident, make sure your hair looks nice, like, duh. Jesus, man, can you get any more obvious? And, not to mention, they never show any proof that what they're saying actually works. Where's the evidence, bro? Where are the receipts? Well, let my screenshots speak for themselves, so this way there's no question that this works. Now that you know this is legit, let me tell you how this works. This one trick is what I call open-ended messaging, or OEM for short, because you know we love acronyms on this channel, bro, right? An open-ended message is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you send a message that allows for a broad and free response from a girl, rather than asking simple yes or no questions. Sounds simple, but let me show you what this actually looks like in practice so you can download it into your head. Let's say you were texting a girl and you wanted to ask her, hey, do you like dogs or cats? Instead of phrasing the message in a rigid either-or manner, an example of OEM would instead be, hey, please tell me you like dogs. See what I did there? It's very subtle, but it's essential for the flow of the conversation. Instead of feeling transactional and logistical, it starts to feel emotional and playful. I'm creating stakes in the conversation. Now, she can sense that if she says she doesn't like dogs, I'm going to tease her and poke fun at her, which makes the perception of the conversation much more interesting moving forward. Instead of asking her a question and making her feel like she's taking a multiple-choice exam, I phrase it in a broader, more open-ended way, so that it elicits more of a response. This provokes emotion and makes her feel like she needs to complete the train of thought you were on, since you're phrasing it as if there's more to what you're saying. There are 4 types of open-ended messages that you can easily start using in conversation ASAP. 1. Assumptions. 2. Questions. 3. Flat compliments. And 4. Challenges. Let's first start with assumptions. This first example of saying, please tell me you like dogs, is a prime example of an assumption. You're making an assumption about her on her interests and saying it in a playful tone. When people make an assumption about you, it creates 2 types of emotional responses. If it's correct, you'll feel a weird sense of comfort since your actions and physical appearance confirm something about you to others. It's essentially confirming something about your identity. It evokes a positive feeling in you that makes you curious about how the person knew. If they make the wrong assumption, it evokes curiosity and interest because then she starts to wonder, oh my God, why would you think that? The second type of OEM is questions. This is exactly what you'd imagine it to be. It's when you ask the girl a question, typically about something specific, in order to entice a response from her. Let me just show you an example so you can see what I mean. I matched with a girl on Tinder, and in one of her pics, I noticed that she had this super bright reflective shorts and it looked like a disco ball. Seriously, they look like something out of Saturday Night Fever. Oh wait, that movie came out in the 70s. You guys are all like 17, you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. The point is they were bright. So I used the question OEM and simply asked her, hey, where'd you get those reflective shorts? Simple enough, right? But here's the absolutely crucial thing. The question itself doesn't matter. What matters is the way you ask it. Notice beforehand, I prefaced the question by building up the tension and raising the stakes beforehand by saying, hey, I have an important question. And that's the bonus tip. Include a hook before your open-ended message. It's basically a message you send right before that hooks their attention, so that they're fully invested in what you say next, which is the open-ended message. This works best with questions, but it can also work with all the other types of OEMs I discuss here in this video. You'll notice in the assumption OEM I mentioned earlier, I used the words please tell me as my hook before assuming she liked dogs. Here are some examples of hooks you can preface your OEMs with. I have an important question. I have to know. Please tell me. I have good news or I have bad news. Using these are a game changer for making your text messages flow, build intrigue, and create momentum. Remember, with no momentum in the conversation, she won't have an incentive to response, since the conversation will feel stagnant. And if she stops responding, then the momentum in your relationship stagnates as well, and at that point, you can kiss your chances with her goodbye. So make sure you use these hooks in your conversations frequently. Got it? Good. Now, let me tell you about the third type, the flat compliment. This type of OEM is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you subtly and in a joking way compliment the girl in order to elicit a response. Here's a prime example of a flat compliment in action. In the middle of a Tinder conversation with a beautiful blonde lady, I ask her, "Are you naturally that blonde? If so, you clearly have superior genes." This is a great way to compliment a girl in conversation because it gets her to respond. Direct and overt compliments like "you're hot" or "you're cute" are bad and are guaranteed to get you ghosted because they're so overused, feel ingenuine, and don't provoke a strong response other than a simple "thanks." It gives her no reason to respond, it builds no momentum, and it's just simply no fun. You want to give her the impression that responding to you will lead to a fun and engaging conversation. Overt compliments do exactly the opposite. Flat compliments allow you to talk about the thing you're complimenting without directly having to have a conversation centered around how hot you think she is, which is, a pretty bad topic if you're trying to actually connect with her. It also leaves the topic more open to move the conversation in different directions more smoothly. Going from "you're hot" to what her favorite movie is totally a jump into left field and feels really unnatural. This is why flat compliments are so much better. Last up, the fourth OEM is the challenge, which is when you're challenging her to some sort of playful tease that is often competitive. Here's an example from my manager Benjamin's Hinge profile. A girl swipes right on him, and since her profile clearly showed that she was into fashion, he sent a challenge OEM by saying, "Wow, your sense of style is almost better than mine." This is an obvious example of a challenge because he's saying her sense of style is almost, being the keyword, almost better than his. By saying this, he's playfully implying that they're competing for who has the better style, and she goes along with that frame by saying it's a close contest of who did it better. Now the conversation has some momentum built up and has a fun direction it's going in. With all these me and you undertones, starting to see how this works, my disciple? So let's summarize this bad boy. Open-ended messages are one of the most important tools you have for building momentum with a girl, and more importantly, attraction. There are 4 types of OEMs, and they are assumptions, questions, flat compliments, and challenges. Use these in your convos and you'll be getting responses and dates left and right. And if you want to learn more conversational frameworks and techniques for sending text messages that actually get responses, then you're gonna want to check out the free 5-video mini course on texting I made, where I show you my 3-step IEC framework for getting hundreds of responses and dates from drop-dead gorgeous women. This is the first time I'm showing you guys under the hood and showing you exactly how I structure my romantic conversations with women, including step-by-step instructions, copy-paste scripts, and my roadmap for getting her attention locked into you from the first message. Seriously, once you watch what's inside, your text game will go from being your greatest weakness to your greatest asset. Just listen to what this guy has to say after taking the course. Thanks to Zeus, I got 9 out of 10 harassing me only after 2 days of texting. I still can't believe it. The free, yes free mini course includes the exact copy-paste opening messages, scripts, and techniques for you to steal and implement for immediate results. Whether you're talking to a girl over text, on a dating app, in the DMs, or on Snapchat, you're going to learn how to 10x your response rate by using my never-before-seen IEC method. All you gotta do is put your email in and you'll be taken straight inside the course for 30 straight minutes of knowledge bombs on texting and building attraction in typical Zeus fashion. My manager Benjamin and I spent the past 3 months putting this together and we couldn't be happier. It turned out great. With COVID really shaking things up and hurting a lot of us financially, Benjamin and I wanted to make something that was free and totally available for everyone regardless of money. Whether you're talking to a girl over text, on a dating app, in the DMs, or on Snapchat, you're going to learn how to 10x your response rate by using my never-before-seen IEC method. So get your butt in there and skyrocket your text game, okay? It's free, so there's no excuse to miss out.